Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House. So glad to have you along. I'm just putting some information in the chat for everyone. Let me make sure that's in there as we wait for some people to join us. Let me see here. Let me copy this. And okay. Hello, Mary Claude. Lovely to have you along. There you go here. Okay. So welcome everyone to Angel Healing House, and welcome to a rather cold day here. It was unbelievable. It's only about 50 degrees, which is probably warm in your area of the world, but believe it or not, we actually had hail this week. Very, very odd occurrence for us here in Southern California. But let's endeavor to warm things up just a little bit while we wait for more people to come in. I see Tawanda is asking for a little message from the Posse of Angels, as well as Mary Claude. It's lovely to have you on board as well. For those of you who may not and may be here for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Claire Candy Hough. I am Angel Ariel, as I had a walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003, which was an angelic walk-in. I'm a #1 Amazon International best-selling author. I am CEO of Angel Healing House, where I'm a Reiki Master Healing Practitioner. I'm a Reiki teacher, having taught over 100 Reiki practitioners and master teachers worldwide over the past 19 years as an intuitive counselor, psychic, tarot reader, spiritual teacher, and I'm also the creator and the host of Angel Healing House Radio, which is now in its 10th year, having been, the first show was on January 30th of 2012. My services, along with my award-winning books, which are One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, and its beautiful sequel, telling all about my angelic walk-in, is I Am an Angelic Walk-in, the autobiography of Angel Ariel. And then my beautiful children's book is Angels of Faith. All of these books are available on my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. And they're also available on Amazon as ebooks and as audiobooks on audible.com, where myself and professional voiceover actors narrate these absolutely wonderful channeled books. Let's see who we have in the chat. We have Trish from New York. Hi, beautiful Trish. Lovely to see you. Self-Healization, an amazingly badass woman. Tawanda Allen, nice to have you. And Regina, love to have you. This is Heather. Hi, Heather. Nice to see you. And lovely Regina, nice to have you on board. I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much to all of your heartfelt donations for my free services, whether you've gained direction and clarity or hope and a little bit of sense of humor from my Angel Healing House radio program, or whether you've read my books, or whether you've looked at my YouTube lives. If you would like to donate, I've left my PayPal account in the description below, where you can contribute to PayPal me at Angel Healing House. So let's go. For those, I have a special on this month. For those who are interested in learning Reiki one-on-one, as I have never taught in groups, one-on-one with me, either in my Los Angeles office, or you can always learn with me online. I'm offering limited time discounts, but only until March 31st, 2021. For my Reiki 1 course, it's normally $295, but it's now only $250, and that goes to the end of March 31st, 2021. And my Reiki 2 course, which is normally $500, but it's now only $395. To schedule and prepay, please phone Angel Healing House, of course, after this YouTube, on 831-277-3716, and that's Pacific Standard Time. So let me go down here, make sure I see everybody in the chat. I will say to everyone that I will be taking your questions and pulling a card for you, but please, no general readings. If you want a reading, please ask something specific so we can get as many people as we can to pull a card for, because those general readings tend to go on a little bit longer. And we want as many people to be able to get a card pulled for them today. But before we get to any tarot cards, before we get to any oracle cards, my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, is sharing that there are many of us in this conscious collective who are riding what seems to be a roller coaster of emotions as we are integrating and we're moving through shifting energetic timelines, and we're going from the third, fourth dimensions to being in the fifth dimension. For instance, one could wake up in the morning feeling quite excited, quite hopeful and bright, and then for no apparent reason, our emotions plummet and they dip down. We can't figure it out, making us feel despondent and rather sad. Then a few hours later, we notice that the feeling of lightness and hope has returned for us. Now, the important thing to take note of is that we are all at different stages of processing these never before experienced heightened light frequencies. And it will take our physical bodies much adjustment to reach a consistent, balanced level of full light integration. And we have no idea how long this will go on for, okay? But just be kind to ourselves. Remember, we are going from the lower dimensions, from third to fourth dimension, to integrating our lighter bodies, higher dimensional frequencies that we will be living in with higher consciousness. And it's really important to remember to be kind to ourselves. To Wanda saying, yes, 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 with lots of angels. Can never have too many angels as far as I'm concerned. Now, this roller coaster of emotions, it has led to several energetically very trying days this past week. And I'm specifically speaking of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, it might even have come over until yesterday. Probably yesterday morning was still a little bit rough for me, but it certainly started to ease off for me later on in the day. Now, this, as I said, has led to very trying days energetically. The reason for this is that there have been intense heart chakra downloads coming in. For many, this has felt like a heaviness, a strong pressure around and on the chest. Now, obviously, I'm not a medical doctor. If you feel like you're having a heart attack, take yourself and call the emergency. But I'm just saying that a lot of these emotions have to do with the opening of our hearts. Actually, on my Angel Healing House radio program this coming Thursday, so it's a weekly program, every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Specific to this coming Wednesday, we're going to be speaking about the importance of our heart chakra opening, because in the lower dimensions, in the third and the fourth dimensions, we were in the Piscean age. We were in the age of logic and reason, where we figured life out. not in the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, we experience life through our hearts. And that's why these heavy energies are coming in to help us integrate our hearts opening up. Now, these intense heart chakra downloads are coming in, and for many, it's going to feel like a heaviness and a pressure in the chest. In addition, many have felt a strong pulsation in the solar plexus and especially around our throat chakra. Now, my angelic family, the posse of angels, they're saying it's getting many new thought leaders in the conscious collective. It's getting us ready to speak our truth and to authentically and honestly express ourselves. With the Great Awakening last year, it did cause many to fully disconnect from the third and the fourth dimensions. And after, being in a state of limbo, of being in between dimensions, we're now grounding our hearts in the fifth dimension. I have been having serious headaches. That's part of it as well, Tawanda. There are many side effects to these ascensions, and there's no one size fits all, believe me. But the main thing is to be kind to ourselves. I said in my Angel Healing House radio, Blog Talk radio program last week, if you can do extra things for yourself, like sage yourself, use lavender essences to calm the nerves, beautiful salt baths, take a walk out in nature, ground yourself, go hug a tree. If you're a Facebook friend of mine, I talk to my Sammy the squirrel, who really helps me to ground myself. All of these things will help with the ascension. Stretches. Some people meditate, some people do yoga, some people do all of those things, but it's really important to nourish yourself. And heavy exhaustion, absolutely, Regina. We just feel like we're wasted. We're absolutely wasted. So be kind and nourish yourself. Nurture and nourish yourself, and don't force anything at this stage. For many, this heart opening and grounding our hearts in the fifth dimension, is resulting actually in a feeling, we're very exhausted, but we also have a feeling of more liberation and a feeling of freedom. In fact, what many are sensing is a feeling of, I can't stop bursting into tears or find the energy to try to love myself. Absolutely, Heather. There's no question about it. We feel, we with this feeling of freedom and liberation, as we get closer to the fifth dimension, what we are feeling about is what I write about in my book, One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness. We're feeling closer and closer to our one true home across the veil, and it just brings absolute tears to our eyes. We want to be there already. We don't want to go through this, but we have to go through this because we are going from, this is the first time it's ever happened, to be in human form and to actually become light beings. And I would like to address self-realization. I love that name. I'd like to address Heather. Heather, this next part will explain a lot of what we're going through. With all of these intense, heart-opening energies which are occurring, the next thing, the posse of angels, this is my angelic family, who I am part of, we wish to draw your attention to is, have you noticed unexpected recollections of thoughts about events and people from the past emerging once again that are causing you to be so emotional and to break down? These heart-connecting downloads that many are feeling, we're actually retrieving. We're retrieving soul fragments of ourselves. And we're doing this for us in order to venture down memory lane again and to take a really, really good look at the past to see where acceptance of ourselves where we're not accepting ourselves and where we still need to forgive and love unconditionally. Now, this could be for ourselves or this could be others. And many people are saying, I haven't thought about that person in ages. And this time when I thought about that person, it really made me, I really looked at them differently because they have changed irrevocably in the last year. They were able to perceive and to look at that person with much different eyes. I found the serious courage to let go of the people and craziness. Way you much known desire to move on. Oh, yeah. Yes. To let go of this weight is so important at the moment because the posse of angels want us to know that bringing all aspects of our lives, including the past, it must be completed before we can fully integrate and start experiencing and living in the fifth dimension. So if that's important to you, take time to go down memory lane when these past experiences and these people come back into your life again, in your thoughts, perhaps in your dreams. I had a dream about somebody the other night. Good evening. Lovely to see you, Lori Yaney. Lovely to have you in the chat. It's really important for you to see how you react, if you react to them, if you're triggered by them, or if you just see them through the eyes of forgiveness, saying, please forgive me, and through the eyes of unconditional love. Very important. Now, this new moon that we have today, which is March 13th, will be the last moon that we have of this zodiacal cycle. But it's a glorious new moon in Pisces, and it's truly a dream come true new moon for many because it's conjunct Venus, the planet of harmony and beauty and balance, and Neptune. And Neptune dissolves everything away from us so that our authentic self can shine forth. This aspect, Venus and Neptune, is particularly supportive in whatever it is that you want to manifest for yourself. In fact, at the new moon in Pisces, the whole universe is conspiring to help us make our dreams a reality. Very, very auspicious new moon today. And it will, as I said, it will be the last moon in the zodiacal cycle. It's encouraging us to follow our hearts, and it's making it a very, very auspicious time for our creative projects. So if you do have a creative project, dust it off, get to it, and give it your whole passion. And you'll be amazed at what will manifest as a result of that. This combination of energies is also one of the best for beginning a new chapter within any relationships of all kinds, like romantic and or business partnerships, business relationships. The posse of angels are saying any seeds that we have planted, and with this new moon's energy of being a dream come true, it's helping us conspire to help make our dreams a reality. Between this new moon and the full moon, magic is going to occur. You watch. Now, let me see. The energies looming on the horizon for many of us who are sensitives and who are empaths, we're already feeling the March 20th equinox. This is a biggie, whether we're in the northern hemisphere and we're going to be experiencing spring, or else we're in the southern hemisphere and we experience winter coming on. And combined with these equinox energies, we have the start of a brand new astrological year with Aries season on March 21st. So this is the last moon of this zodiacal calendar. This first sign of the zodiac of Aries heralds a powerful annual spiritual gateway to start the zodiacal wheel, the calendar spinning once again. And many are sensing this culmination energy, this feeling of wanting to start a new cycle in our lives. In fact, the posse of angels, my angelic family, they're showing me a vision of the Wheel of Fortune, and they are sharing that with all of these heartfelt, centered, powerful energies around us of new beginnings and our karmic, fated, and destined paths opening up for so many of us. No wonder that the posse of angels are calling this the magical month of March. So let's go to our tarot cards. Oh, actually, let's go to the oracle cards first and the fairies first and see what comes out for us. This is the fairies oracle. I love this deck. It's by Brian Froud. And the first cards that flew out today was this one. It's called Himself. And one of my favorite numbers is number 17. And the Himself card says to all of us, it's about magic. It's funny that I just said the posse of angels and I are referring to this month as the magical month of March. This is about shamanic power and magic. Everything that this card touches becomes more alive, more vibrant. It's more powerful, more awesome, and more incredible, more magical. It can indicate great victory, great triumph, great confidence, and great power. There is leadership and ability to command, a steadfastness and an integrity about this card, the Himself card. And this couldn't look at the orbs around him or the stars. This is about the new moon manifestation that we are under at this time on March 13th, day of this video. Now, what came out along with that card is this card, Lasguna. And Lasguna is half frog and half lady. And this is about discovering of ourselves and also about going on an adventure, exploration, diving into new energies, experiences, even if we need to fly higher than we've ever gone before. We have now a time of great exploration and a time of new ideas. So Lasguna is saying, go places where you've never been before. Try things you've never been before, you've never done before. Listen to new kinds of music. Eat things that you've never tried before. Because they're saying that with this whole new cycle, with this whole new beginning that we're going into, we may be called to step into areas in which we've never done those things before, but they will fit in with our soul's purpose perfectly. And it will be the next mission, the next calling for us to step on the path. And with the frog in Lasguna, the frog is also about clearing and cleansing the way for us to be our most authentic selves. So when this card of discovery and exploration is with this card, the Himself card, which is a card of increased vitality and power and magic, true, powerful shamanic magic. Miracles can happen as a result of these two coming together. So thank you, fairies. It really is quite a magical time. Let's go to our Wisdom of the Oracle cards. These are beautiful cards. I like to show people. It might be back to front, I'm not sure. But the Wisdom of the Oracle cards, lovely Colette Baron Reed. She comes up with such amazing cards. Now, the first card that came out for us was there's a change in the wind. And it's a number 12 card, which is 3. Wherever 2 or more are gathered in that name, miracles happen. It is the number of magic, the number 3. As you endeavor to create this prosperous life of yours, you just may encounter some unexpected things that cause you to shift directions in your life. What did married Claude say? Oh, beautiful and wondrous posse of angels, are there dates or numbers that I need to be aware of? The importance for my path forward. Oh, well, I can tell you that for straight away, Mary Claude. Please, everyone, do not get caught up in dates and time, because there is no time across the veil. There is only 0 point. But what you can say is thank you. Mary Claude, please say thank you, God and the angels, for bringing me my greatest service to step forward in the perfect timing and on the perfect date. Otherwise, dates and times come and go, and they are so reliant on so many different variables across the veil. It's really important for us not to get caught up on expectations and attachments for dates and times. But back to this, a change in the wind card. Perhaps an opportunity you sought went to someone else. Perhaps you pursued something that you suddenly realize is not in your highest good. It's really very important to understand all is well, even better actually than you ever thought it's going to be. But there will be a change coming out. Thank you, God and the angels. There you go, Mary Claude. So there is a change in the wind for many of us. And I just love her cards. They are beautiful. Now, along with that change in the wind card, the card that came out was, and this is one of my favorites, look at this card. It's the milk and honey card. And this one is a 51, which is a 6. And number 6 certainly are about joy, harmony, balance, especially after a time of the number 5 is when we get back our balance. Some would say we get back our mojo. But when you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Now, in the old days, we would say, I will believe it when I see it, because we were in the Piscean age of age and reason, of logic and reason, and we had to see something first before we believed it. But now in the higher dimensions, when we believe it and have the faith with all our heart, then we will manifest and see it. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world now in the 5th dimension. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Please be open to receive. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. And that milk and honey card with the rainbow over it and the bright, wonderful light in that card is showing that it is time of light and wishes coming true. So beautiful messages coming through there. Let's go to, we have Regina's question. My question to the Possibility of Angel is my health and my weight. Okay. So much of what our physical appearance has to do with is expectations. And we have been programmed for a long time under a very manipulative dark agenda to be very hard on ourselves and to compare ourselves with others. If we're a certain height, we should be a certain weight. If we're a certain weight, we should, all be of this shape or that shape. And through the constant media and commercialism and everything else, has caused many of us, the majority of us, to be so down on ourselves about our weight. Um, they're saying, Regina, as far as your health, they're saying your health is very good. Um, your health is very good. Um, they're saying don't become too obsessive about um, about your health. I'm just looking at the moment. Chicken, water, vegetables, supplements. Um, they're saying if you don't already take a B complex, it probably would be very good for you to take a B because there's self-induced stress there, and this would help with that. But they're saying the only thing with your weight is you worrying about your weight. Um, Worry more about your health, um, and then if you want to see yourself, you see yourself. The mind has so much to do with how the cells in the physical body react. So if you say, I'm healthy, if you say, I am the perfect form, if you want to be more lean, talk to your muscles. If you want to be, uh, more slim than curvy or more curvy than slim. It's amazing what happens when you regularly thank your body and you talk to it. Thank you for increasing my health, and tell it, where you would like it to be more thin or more curvy, or and thank it for all that it does for you. This is going to go a long way, Regina, from you. They're not saying you're obsessing about your body, but they're saying put your emphasis on being healthy rather than on weight. But they're also saying that there could be weight fluctuations during a time of ascension symptoms. You know, because of our exhaustion, the body doesn't work as optimally. And so we may be doing our same yoga routines, or we may be eating the same, or we may be exercising the same. But because we're under so much energetic pressure, oh, you're welcome, Lori, you're welcome so much. Because we're under so much exhaustive pressure that our cells are just tired. They're tired and they don't work as optimally. So cut yourself some slack, do what you can, and don't stress out so much about weight at this time. So let's go to our next cards. We have the Oracle of E. This one is Pam Grout, and she is with Colette Baron Reed. And with all this talk, about magic and stepping forward and new beginnings and the seeds that are going to be planted or have been planted with this new moon manifestation, and it illuminating them to come to full light by the end of March. Thank you. Yes, on a B vitamin, and have been talking with my cells lately. I love you and your posse so much. Thank you. I missed Tawanda's comment. Remember last time we spoke, I asked you about taking my profession to a whole different level. I received an email today about an opportunity to be on a TV show. Wonderful, Tawanda, wonderful. I'm so happy for you. Yes, we have to be open now for doing something different, because the posse of angels are saying to each and every one of us, there is a change in the wind, and what you might have been doing before, it doesn't suit who you're stepping into in the fifth dimension. Now, I love the next two cards with this deck, the Oracle of E, because they're saying, take baby steps. This 5 is the number of change. Okay, many of us, our lives are going to change. They have to. They have to change, number one, because we might need to change location. We might need to change careers. We might need to change and to collaborate with a different soul tribe. We might need, there's just so many new things when we change dimensions. Um, and when we change dimensions, our soul's purpose comes more and more to the forefront. So they're reminding us to take baby steps. Everything we've done and everything we're going to step into is powder fresh right now. They're saying, I love that. It's new and it's exciting. Of course, many of us are not sure how this newness is going to work out. And yes, it could cause us some trepidation and could be a little bit scary. But we're not supposed to know everything, how everything is going to work out, because it would actually ruin the surprise. They're saying go ahead and step forward anyway. All great quests have got to begin somewhere. But the next card is giving us a wonderful message about stepping forward. And it's, I got your back. And it's a number 6 card. And it says, take those baby steps because you are divinely protected as always, and you will be forever. So if whatever you are drawing to yourself now, it's in your highest good, and know that even if you haven't done it before, you're more than able to be able to do it, because it wouldn't be divinely given to you unless you were able to do it. Of course, with something like being in television, with something like that, if somebody hasn't done it before, you might have to get up to speed, and you might have to, know about it and that kind of thing. But let me just get rid of this. But it's really important to understand that you can do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be shown how to do this. Tawanda says, I'm in New York City. Don't even ask how. I got to the Upper East Side, Manhattan. If you're still called to come here, trust me, our energy is definitely needed. Well, that's for sure. Well, our energy is needed all over the world. That's really important. And many of us are going to be stepping into those roles where we will exactly be needed. It's like the perfect recipe for us. And don't ever doubt that you have signed on for this, and you'll be stepping into the perfect role for you. So let me see here. Let me just put this out there. And okay. Okay, so let's go on to my beautiful deck. I have a Sacred Travelers deck, and this is by, not Colette Baron Reed, this is by Denise Lynn. And because so many of us are going to be traveling, and we're going to be, like explorers going off, where in new directions, and it's exciting. It's exciting. Yes, there's a little bit of trepidation about the whole thing, but you'll be able to do this. And so I'm going to get to my Sacred Travelers deck. Okay, let me just do this. Right. All right, there we go. All right. What Heather says, my question, 5 months ago, after feeling so alone, I reluctantly rescued a cat because I didn't want to lose another one. And now my worst fears are coming true. He's very sick and it's devastating me. I'm so sorry, Heather. I'm so very sorry. One thing that I know about animals is that they're here not to learn anything. They don't have any egos, and we're those that of us that do have pets. I mean, I have Sammy the squirrel. He's my pet on my balcony, and we're drawn to them. They give us comfort, and they give us healing. Um, they actually show us unconditional love. So know that he came to you. He came to you at the perfect time, and he will contract when to exit when it's his perfect time as well. But this is really important for you to understand. He came because he was needed, and now all you need to do is to love him and to support, well, if it's a him, and support this beautiful, beautiful soul. Came at exactly the right time. But animals, because they don't, in many respects, in many regards, they don't live instances. They don't live as long as humans do, and so it's really important for us to be able to love them while they're here, and then to be able to let them go. So, and we're all here for a limited time as spiritual beings in these, I call them my funny little meat suit, but we're all here in this human form. And know, please know, Heather, that when you cross over, if this cat crosses over before you do, you will meet this cat on the Rainbow Bridge, and you will be together once again. So let's go to the Sacred Traveler's card. And I thought this was very interesting. The first card that came out for us was Navigating by the Stars. You know, there will be so many of us. It says follow your bliss. Now, many of us have lots of questions about these new beginnings for us and new locations and things like us. But with these heart opening energies that we've been having, getting our hearts to open, that's the only thing we need to navigate by is our bliss. And we need to have faith that a higher power is now directing our lives. That's our soul's purpose. Allow your life decisions to be dictated by what opens your heart and by what brings you joy. We are out of the Piscean age. No more logic, no more reason, no more trying to figure life out. We need to follow our bliss. Your life is now divinely guided if you allow it to be. All will be going according to a wonderful plan for your life. Just be confident now to know that all is well, and just follow those signs for your higher purpose, and you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to experience it very easily. The next card from the Sacred Traveler deck is Unknown Territory. And the Posse of Angels and I said that you might not have done this before, or you might not have lived in this part of the world before. But like that card that we chose before, that said, Lasgana, the fairy card. Try new things. Try, explore, be the explorer. Try new adventures, all of those things. And this one says you're exactly where you're meant to be. You always will be. But you need to keep going forward with your heart open. Almost all of these cards are about our heart opening. If you can't clearly see ahead, don't know where you're headed, just keep moving forward. Do what feels right. Follow your heart. If your brain doesn't agree, your heart always will know where to take you. And so always, instead of dismay because you're in an unknown territory, celebrate that you're an adventurer and you're expanding and growing by leaps and bounds. And if you find yourself in an unknown territory, unknown maybe because it's unfamiliar to you, then start to be adventurous, to be curious, and to discover, because you would not have been led there You would not have been led there by your bliss if there wasn't something there for you. And the next card, what they've been talking about this whole month of March, is miracles, is expect the wondrous to emerge just around the bend. A miracle is waiting to happen. Release your fear, your trepidation, and uncertainty, and majestic wonders wait to unfold for you. Surrender and release. Mary Claude says, my jaw has been having difficulty. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. But the miracle card says some come in unlikely form. Yes, some miracles do come in unlikely forms. Trust that all is unfolding for your highest good and expect those miracles in your life. Follow your heart and those miracles will be shown to you. So, let's talk about Mary Claude's jaw. Our jaw is so much of our expressing ourselves, our freedom of expression has to do with our jaw, and a lot of people have inflexibility in their jaw when they are not expressing themselves authentically and honestly, maybe openly. So they want you to work on expressing yourself in the most authentic ways you can. You can be kind and you can be considerate, respectful when you express yourself, but do it in a way that is kind and generous and considerate. But please do not hold back your expression for fear of hurting anybody, or because it's often in not in so much in not what you say, but it's the way in which we say it. So I haven't chosen an animal spirit card in quite some time. And of course, we have this beautiful deck, which is um, the Spirit Animal Oracle, which is by Colette Baron Reed. Lovely, lovely lady there. And this one came popping out of the deck, which was Whale Spirit. And Whale Spirit is all about trust the great mystery. Now with Lasgona came in and she told us about adventure and exploration and traveling and discovering. All of these cards are about following our heart, following our bliss, and then the miracles will show up for us. We have to be faithful children of God, and we have to trust that the path that we'll be stepping onto is for our soul's highest, very highest purpose. When Whale Spirit appears, it is a reminder that there is a great mystery to life. And it's a reminder that you must accept without intellectually, again, don't hop up here trying to figure things out. Go down to your heart and feel. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart, through intuition, and through the peripheral senses. This is the heart opening that we're going through now. And some things cannot be known by the mind. That's why we need to follow our bliss. And they're also saying that now is a time for you to immerse yourself in the great mystery of life and the great mystery of spirit, to trust that within the invisible, what you can't see now are the seeds of your intentions being tended to by the angels. I love that. On the eve of this new moon. Now, I know there are many in Australia that might be watching this that's already on March 14th, but the new moon is March 13th, 14th. On the eve of this new moon, if we can imagine that the seeds that we planted, whether that's if you've done a podcast, wrote a book, had a healing practice, created something, put all your soul and your effort into it. You've planted seeds and you've shared yourself with others. Know that the magical light of this new Piscean moon, which is having Venus conjunct Neptune and having us be seen in the most loving and harmonious of ways, those seeds will start to be illuminated by the time we get to the end of this month. And that full illumination will come on March 28th with that full moon. So it's really important for us to embrace the full the full mystery of life, the whale spirit, because the more that we can let go and release and surrender, the more God and the angels can connect the infinite possibilities of all of those dots to bring us the fulfillment of our wishes in magic, synchronicities, serendipity, which is my new favorite word, and miracles. Trust the adventure and spirit is running the show. Absolutely, Tawanda. I'm with you. And my quote, which I created, was allow God and the angels to take the wheel of life so that they can drive you around to all the miracles. So a couple of these magical cards. I love these. They're called Making Magic. They're little cards. They come in a little magnetic box. And let's see what comes out. So it is certainly a magical time as the world opens up and so much is revealed on the reasons why things had to happen this way, and the world opening up to more and more light. It's just such an extraordinary time for each of us to step up into our new adventures that we're going to be called to, and to do the best that we can, which I know that you will, by just being your authentic self, and to follow those messages that Spirit asks of us. That's all that we can expect of ourselves, is to do our best and leave the rest. First card that's coming out for us is self-confidence. Isn't that funny? Strong belief and a sense of worth. And I just said that. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. I just said that. Believe in yourself. Have self-confidence. Know that if you are brought to it, then you can do it. Like I said, if it's in an area where you have to get up to speed with something, you'll have the intellect and you'll have the ability to be able to do it. And it will open doors that you can't possibly ever have figured out how to open those doors. The next card that's coming out is Labyrinth, a transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. Now, of course, this one has to do with bringing up, opening our hearts, surrendering, figuring out life, allowing ourselves to be in a co-creative dance with Spirit, and as we enter the fifth dimension. Now, really, cut yourself some slack, because this is the first time ever in human history where human beings have ascended and we've remained in this physical form, because the energies have been so high on the planet. Okay, and we have also contributed to our lightness. Many of us have limited, if not stopped eating meat, wheat, dairy, and sugar. We substituted for stevia. If we're still eating meat, which is okay, don't eat steroids and hormones in your meat. If we stopped eating dairy, which weighs us down, so we have instead almond milk and macadamia milk is my favorite out of all those alternative milks. Let me see. Wheat. Stop eating wheat. It's, even if you're not a celiac, because there's something in it that doesn't work well with our humanism. And there's lots of alternatives. We've allowed ourselves to have fun, to nourish ourselves. Mentally, we've given to ourselves. We've stopped watching the made-up mainstream media, and we only do those things that bring us joy and really nurture and nourish our souls. So the labyrinth card is transitioning to a higher way of being, and then this card is, here I am talking about shining. Okay, shiny, shiny, shiny. Trish, what are the signs that I've ascended? What's next? Okay, Trish, I'll get to you in a second. This time is it's time to shine, and creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Oh my gosh. Well, Trish, honey, you have opened up a can of worms with that question. How do we know that we have ascended? Okay, don't ask what's next. Okay, don't ask what's next, because if you are ascended, you won't ask what's next. Because if you're ascended, you only live in the present moment. There's no past, there's no future, because you know that the future is only determined by what you do in the present moment. So one of the ways that you can determine the signs that you've ascended is if you are only riveted on the present moment, okay? Because you know that you're creating everything through the magic. And also the reason why I like to stay in the present moment is because that's the only moment where magic, serendipity, synchronicities, and miracles happen. And if I'm in the past worrying about something that happened or replaying something, or if I'm worrying about something in the future that hasn't happened, then I could miss the miracles right in front of me. So first one is present moment. The second is, have you ascended? If you have ascended, that you're no longer triggered and you're no longer reactive. Love, love, love. Grateful for the light of our hearts and for and your light and love. Thank you, Mary Claude. Okay, so back to Trish. One, if you're only in the present moment, and two, if you're not triggered and you're not reacted by anybody, because you've taken responsibility for writing that person into your contract exactly as they were, in order to present you sometimes contrast and helping you to grow and helping you to be challenged, because we're not here to have an easy life. We're here to grow and to experience. So if you've taken responsibility for every aspect of your life, I know I have to give cheese up, like it or not. It's not good on my body. Oh, Tawanda, there's a great cheese, and it's vegan, and it's dairy-free, and it's I'll PM you when I it's a provolone, and it's so delicious. Okay, so don't worry about the cheese. I'll get you an alternative. So okay, back to how do we know we're ascended? The first one, if you've taken a responsibility and accountability for your life because you contracted that event or that person to happen, and you're no longer triggered and you're no longer reactive. Because we're only triggered and reactive if we expect and have an attachment to how somebody else is supposed to act. There is no supposed to. Everybody has the right to walk their own journey and make their decisions and choices. And what we need to do is bless everybody. We would be damned if we allow anybody to tell us how to walk our journey. So we don't judge others, and we don't allow them to take one iota of our precious, happy, optimistic, beautiful energies and lower them in any way by being attached to what they should say or what they should do or what information they have to follow. So we're no longer triggered or reactive. We know we're ascended if we have forgiven everyone. And it's not by saying, I forgive you. It's by saying, please forgive me. Because I forgive you still, apportions blame. Please forgive me is much softer. It actually opens us up to then release and take responsibility forever for in this co-creative dance that we've had with this other person. We know we're ascended if we're non-judgmental. And I don't care what it is. We don't have an attachment to it. You know, all we can control is this. All we can control is our consciousness. And the more we put our emphasis on bringing forth that divinity, which each of us is divine, we have a divine eternal nature made as a reflection of God's source creator, as children of God's source creator, then we allow people to walk their own journeys. We know we are ascended by we spend more time being grateful and appreciative for what we have instead of putting our emphasis on what we don't have. And number 6 truly is if we love everyone unconditionally. Then you're ascended, baby. And I'm not saying that it's simple, but it's like a practice. It takes 21 days to stop biting your nails, or they say to break a habit or anything like that. So try those. Living in the present moment, taking accountability and responsibility for everything in your life, drawing the people, the situations and events, saying, please forgive me, opening yourself up to surrender, non-judgment, being so grateful and appreciative for your blessings. And the number 6 is loving everyone unconditionally. So let's go to our cards and see what comes out for us in this magical time that we are in. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me start by shuffling. So take this time. Many of you, the posse of angels are saying, many of you have no idea what's going to come and where you're going to be in a very short amount of time. Like Tawanda, she's in a different location, and she finds herself in New York, and she finds herself being offered a TV job. I mean, it's just, who knows? Who knows what's around the corner? But the posse of angels and I do know that the more that you could keep your vibrational frequency high and bright and light, the more you will shine like the top of the Chrysler building, using a New York reference, and the more that you will, and the more that others will see you shine. You know, it reminds me of that. Thank you so much for doing this and being so loving and supportive. I love you, Heather. I love all of you. I love that you're a human being and you came back at this time to this lunacy of a planet to hold the light so that so much darkness could be revealed and disclosed. Yep, respect people where they are, wish them well, and keep it moving. Forgiveness is major. Absolutely, forgiveness is major. So, so many of us enjoy, and this is for those who are overthinking things. Enjoy the quiet, because it's not. The time is going to come where you are going to be very busy. Remember, okay. I just want to tell you, I walked into this body again. I wrote about it in my #1 Amazon bestseller, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the autobiography of me, Angel Ariel. I walked into Claire Candy's body at January 11th of 2003. I had been doing this as a healing practitioner, Reiki master teacher. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. Almost 20 years. And a lot of people thought busting work of the heart. I've been doing this out of love, out of service, It's a calling for me. And and know that many people have just awoken for the first time as part of this great awakening of the collective on the planet just this past year. And they're going to be hungry. They're going to be hungry for knowledge. They're going to be hungry for your wisdom, things that you take for granted, that spiritually. Some of us might even call it kindergarten, spiritual kindergarten 101. These people don't know about this, and they're going to be very hungry to find out the knowledge through your creative expression and the things that you're going to be bringing forth. I just had a client this morning, and I said, Spirit wants you to do a blog, a spiritual blog. And she says, but I'm not a writer. And then we looked, and I said, it shows here. We don't have time to do a past life reading, but you have been an author, a well-known author in your past lives. And she got shivers all over. And I said, you need to do this spiritual blog. So many of us are going to be directed to help those people who are just now awakening on the planet. So let's go to the cards. And the first card that comes out is the Wheel of Fortune. No wonder they showed me the Wheel of Fortune before. The karmic wheel has started to turn with this magical new moon. And the posse of angels are saying karma, fate, destiny. If you've listened to my Angel Healing House radio program on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio, what I've been speaking about for many months is that we're entering a time of karma, where so many of us are stepping into our third mission here on planet Earth. And we are going to be so happy that we're going to be doing this. We're going to wiggle with excitement. And it's a 10, which is a 1, which is a new beginning. Number 1 is also about leadership. Leadership, stepping up to the fore, being seen, and a new beginning around that. So not surprised that let's have another bit of a shuffle. What's coming out? What's coming out? Okay. Next card that's coming out for magic. We have magic. Okay, we have the Magician card. Oh my gosh. And another 1. There are 2 1s there. Okay. And look at that Magician. He has all that he needs. He's been well trained. He's remembered the spiritual wisdom inside of him. He's brought forth his creative expression. He's got the raven on his shoulder to show us the spiritual knowledge within himself. And he's lighted, he lit those candles to shine, to allow himself to shine out, to shine his light out to the world, to be recognized. Don't you dare hide your light under a bushel. It's time for you to be seen. That's what the posse of angels are saying. It's time for you to step up and to be seen, because the earth needs you. I just sent you a gift, Candy. Oh, God bless you, Mary Claude. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The next card that's coming out for shine, shine, shine. Wow, shine. We just had that card of shining, time to shine. Look, time to shine. And the star card comes out. It's a number 17. I love the number 7. Don't ask me why I love 17. I just do. It's a lovely number. Not that other numbers aren't lovely, but for me, it's a lucky number. And see, she's got so many stars in her hands that they're all just dribbling forth. She just can't hold on to all the stars that she's given. Why? Because like attracts like. She allowed herself to shine so that other people saw her. She didn't hide her light in any way. Let's go to another card. Wow. So far, we've gotten 3 major arcana cards. And anytime, if you don't know tarot, anytime in tarot, when the majors come out, it's a very important reading. You keep believing, I'm just getting shivers all over. You keep believing in yourself, and you'll see what manifests. Another major arcana is the High Priestess. Now this is the deep knowing that you are in a co-creative dance now with spirit, and all you have to do is follow your bliss and follow your heart. Look how beautiful she is. And by the way, yes, these are my cards. There is me on the back, and no, I don't know when they're going to be published yet, but as soon as I know, you will know so that you can buy them, tell other people about them. So this beautiful High Priestess is this deep knowing inside of us that we're not here by happen chance, not at this time, and that so many of us were so excited to be here for the great party of the earth descending into a planet of light, and for us to be a contributory factor in that. Next comes the Ace of Pentacles, another one. So far we have 3 ones. New beginning, new beginning, new beginning. But this is the one about money, material wealth. Could be about grounding in a new location. Certainly the rabbit is about fertility and creativity. So that hand of God, because now we're allowing ourselves to follow our bliss. Oh, it's 1111. Follow our bliss. Just as I said that, it was all ones across there. Follow spirit, and you will be amazed at what is going to come in for you. Next card we have, it might as well be a 1 card. This is the Death card. It's a transformation of who you were before into who you are now. The Death card is rarely about a physical death, but this is a death, a transition as we step forward into beings of light, into the 5th dimension. Next, wishes coming true. And as a matter of fact, all but one have been major arcana cards. Wow. The 9 of Cups is the wish card. What do you wish for? Take time to really consider, what wishes do you want to be fulfilled, and let go of the attachment as to how it needs to come in. It's really, really very, very important. Next card that's coming out for us is the Judgment card. This is a new phase in your life, and the butterflies are also about transformation. Look at all those butterflies. So the Judgment card is about a new phase, a new beginning for us, going from the dark and stepping into the light. There's God, there's Gabriel blowing his or her trumpet and stepping on a new path. Stepping on a new path that Spirit brings to you. This is the world. Look how beautiful that card is. And yes, I designed the cards. I worked with a Polish artist, but they are my designs. You have come to a completion, and you are about, like the laurel wreath, you're about to be handed this wonderful laurel wreath. All of these cards out of this whole reading have been major arcana cards. Oh, no, all but 2. The 9 of Cups, which is the wish card, and the Ace. So everyone, I hope you have gotten some clarity and direction out of this reading today. Will do, and you are the best, Candy. My turn has come. I desire to buy a few decks as soon as I know that they're ready to be purchased. I will tell everybody. Believe me, Tawanda. Thank you in advance. So I'm sending you, as always, so much love and so many blessings. If you have one fault, everyone, it's that you don't realize how beautiful you are. And you don't realize how much you're loved. And you don't realize that just by being you, and if you did nothing else but just sat there with your beautiful heart beating and just breathing, you would do more for the planet than you ever possibly could. Don't put pressure on yourself. I'm sending you love And I'm sending you so many angel blessings. And I will see you next week, as I will do another YouTube Live on Saturdays at 4 o'clock. But if you would like to tune in for my Angel Healing House radio program, which is on Blog Talk Radio every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can call in for mini angel readings there. I absolutely adore each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to those people who have made donations, um, and uh, and in no way feel obligated, but thank you. It really is very much appreciated for my free services. Take care, everyone. And as I say every week, go out and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself and love. And what else? Angel blessings from Angel Ariel. Take care, everyone. Bye.